Hello, hello, lovely souls. It is December 7th, 2020, and you are listening to Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company, podcast number 36. This is so exciting. We are 3 weeks left in 2020, and what a year it's been. It's been a year of change, to say the least. Let's leave it at that. It's been a year of change. So I want to welcome you today for sharing some of your time with me. And for all of you that have been sharing your time with me throughout the year, through the different podcasts, through the changes, my personal story, your personal story, what it's evolved to today. You know, in the last episode, we talked about wins and celebrating and accomplishments. And today I want to take some time, as we're getting closer and closer to the new year, I want to take some time to recharge and reflect. Reflect on your successes, but remember why you're doing what you're doing. And this happens when you take the time to recharge. So for instance, yesterday, I ended up working Saturday. We'll go back. I ended up working Saturday. You all know now that I have a full-time job. I have my business that I am growing on the wellness and life coaching side, which is what this is all about. I also have 3 network marketing gigs that work in collaboration. They're part of my Celebrate Everything group. So when you build new healthy habits, you should be celebrating those successes along the way. When we wait for the final moment, that final weight or that final goal or that final certain money in your bank account or that relationship finally, when we're waiting for that thing to happen in our life that we're working towards, a lot of things happen along the way that derail us. And that's exactly the reason for my Celebrate Everything group, is so we can celebrate those successes and those milestones that keep us on track when life tends to derail us. So that's exactly why I have aligned myself with 3 different network marketing groups. Just for those that didn't know that, doTERRA, Zaya, and Arbonne, because you want to bring in your senses. We talked about this before. Think of how valuable your senses are when you come home and there's a nice home-cooked meal ready for you, or the smell of chocolate chip cookies, or even for most of us, the smell of a cup of coffee brewing, right? It just sets the stage when it comes to your senses, and that's what essential oils do. There's more to it than that with doTERRA, but that is my reason for joining doTERRA. Zaya is to look good on your journey. I've never even worn clothes that have made every single person feel so amazing when they wore them. Every single person in Zaya. They fit every body, and it doesn't matter the stage, but it's to encourage movement and flexible movement. And now the clothes have shifted to more casual wear versus just exercise wear. So yes, there's my why for Zaya. And then Arbonne, well, you know, what we put in our body and on our body makes a big difference. And yes, our skin is an organ, and we definitely want to be careful with what chemicals we're putting on it, especially now since we're constantly using hand sanitizer. So Arbonne that is my reason. So what I put in my body is super healthy. It's good for me. It's helping me along lines with my goals. And then the lotions and the creams. And I haven't tried the face stuff yet. But I love the smell. I just smelled my arm. You couldn't see that. The smell of the bathtub, the body wash I've been using, the papaya body wash. And I know it's good for me, right? So I know I'm not putting extra chemicals on my body that my body doesn't know what to do with. So when we talk about our whys, when we talk about what we do, why we do what we're doing, and what our big purpose is, keep that in mind. You know, so my network marketing companies are in alignment with healthy living, being healthy and happy. Everything I do is towards being happy and healthy, but sometimes you need to pause, right? Simply pause and do nothing. And I've been practicing that a little bit more this year. You know, as I've raised 3 kids and my life has brought me to where it's at today. And we had our grandson this weekend one night. And I know most of you listening to this, you're like, what? Grandchild? I know. I'm young. I'm super young. 47. My grandbaby is 7 months old. And he is a doll. And then the 3 girls we have Tony's 2 boys. And we have aging parents, my folks, and they're going to kill me for, not really, but for mentioning that they are aging, but they know it. And they're 74 and they are fantastic. They are full of life, but they don't realize that they are aging. Every once in a while, they have to pause and realize where they're at. And that's what today's episode is all about. So grab your coffee, your tea, your notebook, or just get comfortable if you're on the drive. You're probably going to want to come back to this episode. Well, you're definitely going to want to come back to this episode and revisit it with fresh eyes, especially as we're getting closer and closer to the new year. And you think again about making those New Year's resolutions. It's great if you want to make them. As a reminder, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help keep you going this year and to make it different. The one takeaway from 2020 for me is that everything can change and everything can be vastly different than it's been. And you have the opportunity to make this change. Where I'm going with this is, why are you doing what you're doing? What is your reason? So for instance, I want a personal goal. I wanted my business to make $10,000 a month. That is my goal. That is how I know I've made it, is that I'm making $10,000 a month. And yes, I'm being very vulnerable, very authentic, very real here. I am nowhere near scratching the surface, which is why I took a job, right? Because I have a lifestyle I want to maintain. But without taking the time to pause and reflect and recharge, and to really ask myself why I'm doing what I'm doing, I could just be working my whole butt off, my ass off for no reason. Why is it that it matters to me to be living a lifestyle of $10,000 a month? Like, what does that numeric value mean to me? Well, let's put this into perspective, okay? It means I'm going to have more time to do the things I want to do. Great. That's one of the reasons. It's not the all reason. It means I'm going to be financially secure if I'm making that kind of money. In my mind, before this exercise, in my mind, it means there's going to be more than enough to go around. We're going to talk about this, okay? So we're going to talk about time, and we're going to talk about money, okay? And then the third component is to be able to live every day like the weekend, and that's a bit of a lifestyle. That's why I wanted to make $10,000 a month. Okay. So, in order to do this, how much do I need to work? When I work it backwards, do I know how much I need to work and how much I need to get paid and how many clients I need to have, or where the revenue is coming from in order to make $10,000 a month? Okay, that's one part of the equation. What does my life look like while I am working on that? Am I just working? Am I working 10, 12 hours a day for the next 5 years in order to build that goal? Hard to say, right? Probably. And then what am I sacrificing from my lifestyle in order to get there? Well, if I'm trying to build a life that I want, a lifestyle like the weekends where I can pretty much get up when I want, do some work if I want to, do some laundry, do some housework, veg, recharge, hang out with my grandson, hang out with my kids, hang out with my folks, hang out with my friends, and just be great, right? That's fantastic. There's no reason I can't do that during the weeknight while I'm working, during a day of working besides being tired. Why am I going to be working super, super hard, and for what reason? And for what reason? Am I trying to build a great retirement, a great future that isn't promised to me? We've learned that this year, my friends. We have learned that our future isn't promised to us, and what we do know can change very, very quickly. So this is a great opportunity to recharge and reflect as to why you're doing what you're doing and why is it important to you. Okay? Continue to think about that as we go along with today's episode. So what I'm bringing to the table here is I want to be living this lifestyle now. I want to be in charge of my time and my finances now, because it does not make a difference if I'm making $10,000 a month or if I'm making $5,000 a month or if I'm making $2,000 a month. If I'm not on top of my finances, I'll still have the same financial hiccups and the same financial problems, but they're just going to be bigger. If you make more money and you don't know where your money's going, they're just going to be bigger, right? So that part is irrelevant. You need to get your finger on the ball and look at your finances and your reason for spending or your reason for wanting. And there's no judgment here. You might want a new book because you like to read because it makes you feel good. Okay. Simple, right? Buying a new book or two shouldn't impact your finances throughout the month. You should be able to do that. You don't need to be making $10,000 a month to be able to afford to do that. You don't need to be making $10,000 a month to be able to go horseback riding, right? That's your choice. That means something else is a priority in your life and you're not prioritizing that. You should be starting to live the lifestyle that you're trying to achieve at that $10,000 a month lifestyle. You should be living that lifestyle now. Not every single day, but you should be working towards living that lifestyle now. The things that you want to be doing with that kind of, the image, the vision board that you are thinking about for that kind of financial lifestyle or what that looks like to you, you should be starting to put bits and pieces of that into your lifestyle every single day. There's no waiting until you're a size 6. There's no waiting until you have $6,000 in your bank account, right? None of this matters. You deserve it now. You don't need to wait. You can change your life today. But you can't change your life unless you reflect as where you're at and where you're going and your reasons why. Of course, I want a nice, safe retirement. But the thing I've learned the most through watching people in retirement and through the coaching, people are bored in retirement. They financially plan to save so they have money to do a few things. And I'm very fortunate that my parents keep themselves active. Like I said, they're the youngest 74-year-olds I know. My dad golfs 2 or 3 times a year, but he spent most of his life imbalanced. He spent most of his life working and wasn't able to golf. He was working and worried. That's all he was most of his life. Now, he's a different person now, thankfully, because we were worried all the time that he was going to have a heart attack from stress and from worry. I've picked up some of those habits. I don't need to be doing that. I don't need to be adding that pressure and weight to myself. All of my kids are older now. They all, except for our 2 youngest, they all live on their own. And yes, of course, I'm here to help them whenever I can. But that shift has happened, right? So my why is different than it was a couple of years ago. And we don't stop and put everything into perspective unless we pause. And pause to the point where you're not doing much. I was pausing yesterday. We were watching football and I didn't really want to read. I didn't want to learn. I didn't want to even really be on my phone for much. I just kind of sat there and watched the game and shot the shit and talked a little bit loosely about it because I just wanted to be. The whole day, I just felt like being. And that I didn't need to do anything extra. And it did me a lot of good in many, many ways. So as you're coming closer and closer to 2021, and we all know that we want some shifts and some changes towards the positive, whether it's financial, whether it's our health, it doesn't matter what it looks like. You want to keep yourself engaged enough in your life where you're enjoying it and you're looking forward to it. I literally jump out of bed every day, excited to start my day, but I get tired near the end of the day because I don't balance it out properly. And I don't know who else is like that, but I get excited to start in the morning and then I don't balance it out throughout the day. And come 8 o'clock at night, I'm zonked. Not all the time, but more often than not. I do take a break and then I feel a little bit more recharged, but that's what the breaks in life are all about. And you can take them whenever you want. You can take a day off. I know you feel like you can't. I've been there where you have to work to pay the bills. You have to work for this. You have to work for that. You're not good for anybody when you're sick on the couch. You're not good for anybody when you're sick in bed. And when you're worried with stress, stress will kill you. We talked about this a couple of episodes ago. And there are moments, and nothing is perfect, but if you are working on building a $10,000 a month life, which is $120,000 a year, because as far as you're concerned, that life leads to maybe kayaking and canoeing and a nice wardrobe and a beautiful home. Maybe it leads to all of these things for you. You can start to have those things. What can you do today to work towards that lifestyle? What is it? What is it that you're going to be doing when you achieve that lifestyle? Because if you don't start working on that now, you never will. You'll always have some other reason to put you off. It's kind of like those New Year's resolutions, right? So if you want to paint more, paint more. Fit it into your week. Fit it into your day. Take your lunch break and paint. Take 20 minutes in the morning before you start your day and paint. If you want to journal more, if you want to write a book, yes, I'm talking to myself here. If you want to write a book, Sonia, start writing your book. I did start, guys. I started my book in February, March. Started working on it. And when I started working on it, I actually got so engaged with it that I had a hard time putting it down. And life got busy and I got full of excuses and it did not become a priority. But think about this right now. We take time in our life right now for what's a priority. So what else matters to you? Tony's a priority for me. My children are a priority. My family is a priority. My job is a priority. My health is a priority. Being on top of my finances is a priority. And sometimes we don't want to face reality with some of those things. We don't want to hop on the scale. Right? We've been spending 6 months in pajamas or in comfy clothes, and we don't want to hop on the scale. So go back and think about what I said at the very beginning of this podcast. Well, what if you got yourself an outfit that fits you now? And you set yourself up to hop on an exercise bike for 3 weeks. That's your first goal. And then you buy yourself a $20 essential oil that you now light out during the day in the next 3 weeks. So then you put in your diffuser. Sorry, I said that totally wrong. But now you've got something to look forward to after another 3 weeks of trying a new habit and making yourself a priority. You're probably wondering, yes, easier said than done. This is where accountability comes into play. It is so hard to make these changes by yourself. So hard. But you are beautiful. You are smart. You are amazing. You are strong. You are so kind, and you are deserving of so much more. So why on earth would you choose to wake up each day and not believing in your truth? I'm going to be sending my newsletter about this today. But you can either have courage and believe that you deserve to live your future self life, or you can continue to be living a sad and depressed, miserable life and being at war with yourself every day for not feeling grateful and not feeling good enough and for not realizing everything that you are capable of. So to be highly successful and productive, you can also have inner peace and love. So think about what's really, really important for you in your life, not just now, but in your future. Why is it important for you to make $10,000 a month? Again, that's a number I chose. That's actually my number. For those that know me or have worked with me, that is my number, and I share that number. That is a goal I'm working towards. But my why has changed, and my why deserves to change because I have changed, right? I'm realizing now as I'm looking at the world through fresh eyes that, well, what will that get me? And why is it so important? If it means a campfire, okay, I can still have campfires now. That doesn't cost much. If it means walking with Tony and sharing some kisses in the snow, that doesn't cost money. The things I love to do doesn't cost money. Here's the difference. It's taking a time from the things I feel like I have to do. Like other priorities in my life. Like work and tasks that I make a priority. They're not a priority all the time. Living my best life and being happy and healthy is a priority. Right? Spending more time gardening because I want to, not because I have to. Being the sparkle, having coffee with friends, doing more of that, just connecting with people. That is important to me. Taking more time to menu plan and not just the things that we know that are like. Last year, I don't know if I shared this. I really don't know if I shared this, but I have all of my cookbooks now in the kitchen. Because last year I had a goal, and that goal was to cook one new healthy meal a week. I wanted to do 52 meals. It didn't happen. Now, am I disappointed? No. I can do it this year, right? Just like the book. I'm not disappointed because I'm very proud of everything I have accomplished this year. From the books I've read, to how my life has evolved, to where we're at in our relationship, to my new grandson. I am very, very happy. Even to my job, I'll be honest, I'm very, very happy with everything I get to do on the daily. I have done these podcasts now, right? I've made amazing relationships with people all across the world. And one day I'll travel and visit them. I'll be like, hey, I'm coming to your neck of the woods. Can we have coffee? That is one of my goals. But if you don't know what that goal is, you don't know what you're working towards. So what does it look like to have money in your bank account, but you don't know how to enjoy it because you don't know what you're going after? And I know most of us listening to this are in your mid 40s, 50s, maybe even your 30s, maybe, surrounding those ages. And the thought of having money in your bank account is a far thought right now, which is why you're doing what you're doing. But your life isn't going to be this way forever, my friends. It's going to change, right? And it's the simple things that matter, and it's taking chances. But none of this matters if you're not happy, and none of this at all matters if you're not healthy. So if you don't make yourself a priority, if you don't take that time to recharge and reflect, you're not going to know which goals you're chasing. And yes, COVID is an impact still right now. And I've been mentioning the word COVID on every single episode, I think. And one day it'll be gone. But I can't go and travel and visit my friends the way I would like to right now. But there are some things I can do, right? Just because I'm being smart and I'm being safe and I don't want to get sick. And there's so many unknowns right now. I'm not going there. But I really want you to get honest with yourself so that you can become better. Understand your true goal and motivation. Are you willing to put your life on hold to have a life that you think you're going to have in retirement? Is that your purpose for having money in the bank account? Or is your purpose for wanting to make $10,000 a month so you have money in your bank account? Well, then you got to focus on something else. You got to focus on looking at those bills that come in the mail. You got to focus on a new relationship with those bills coming in the mail. You have to be thankful for the fact that you have a credit card statement because it helped you buy things, or it helped you pay for groceries in between paychecks. And then you work on that shift as a priority. Don't wait till later. Don't wait until you have lost 20 pounds to think that you're beautiful. You're beautiful now. Okay? You are super beautiful now. Live the life that you're wanting to live later. Live it now in bits and pieces. So my home office, which I absolutely love, I'm going to be making some changes to it, but I absolutely love it. I have crystals. Well, they're not crystals. They're like rocks of different types. I have an orchid. I have a candle that is burning almost every day. I have essential oils. I have my vision boards and my wind wall that surround me. I am somebody who is highly motivated and driven. So for me to recharge and to reflect and to ask myself why this matters is huge. I can do vision board after vision board after vision board. And when I look back at my vision board from last July, and I've mentioned this before, definitely on some one-on-one coaching, some of those things have come to fruition. There's no reason why some of the other things can't come to fruition too. It's me making those things a priority in my life. And that's exactly it. Travel. Exploring. It doesn't even have to be like huge travel. It can be exploring locally. I love local farmers markets. I definitely want to do some whitewater rafting. I know it's crazy, but I do want to do that. I want to upgrade and elevate my closet and only have clothes on there that make me shine, that I beam when I'm wearing in them, right? I want to wake up and hustle because I want to, not because I need to. So those are some of my whys. We've done so many things different. We're closer to our friends. We're closer in our relationships. We're closer to our family, much closer to our family than we've ever been. I am, for sure. And I say we, Tony's very good with that, and my kids are good with that. We see my folks and my kids regularly. And not that we're excluding his family. He doesn't actually have family besides his two boys. So we'll talk about that at a different episode. But there's no exclusion there by any means. So I really want you to be honest with yourself so you can become better. What is it that would wake you up in the day to get you excited? What part of your future life could you put in your life now? Most people these days don't have the courage, the confidence, and the belief in themselves. So their days are filled with hatred towards others, disconnection from love, comparison, envy, judgment, grief, turmoil, all because they are consciously choosing to engage with their own negative mind. I am here to help you flip that switch. I am here to let you know that you can be at peace. You can express yourself freely. You are loved. And it is mind over matter. It's a game you can win if you work hard on overcoming yourself, because you're the one standing in your way right now. I am the one standing in my way right now. You know what? If I face my fears, and just like everybody else got on the scale, of course I've gained weight through COVID for a couple of reasons. And I've shared those before. I'm not going to go into them right now. So the scale is one of those things I don't like to look at, right? I don't like the reality. I don't believe in the number in the scale. I believe in fit and healthy, to be honest. But my jeans aren't fitting. To be completely transparent, my jeans are not fitting the way I would like. But I'm happy. You all know how happy and healthy I am, right? So it's a matter of doing what I was doing before, but differently. Getting back to my fitness journey differently. Because I am happier now than I've ever been in my life. Because I am doing more of what I love. My life is more fulfilled in different areas. So another thing for me personally is making the effort to be more mindful with my finances. Because I know for a fact, it doesn't matter if I have $50 in my bank account or $10,000 in my bank account. Oh, that would be nice. My point is, I still need to be in charge of my money and not let my money be in charge of me. Right? So it means faithfully going through my credit card statements when they come in, being thankful that they've arrived, making decisions that I have the time to implement. It's not the cost of those decisions. It's whether or not I have the time to implement them that costs me, right? And changing my schedule a little bit. So I don't need a day or two a month or every other month to just sit there and veg out, not do much, and get bored and restless. So I can get into the state where my mind is wandering. I should be able to go there whenever I want. So some changes need to happen still, right? This is not easy to do because we stand in our own way and we don't sometimes realize how far we've come and where we're going. We need to double check as to that success and where we're driving towards and our why. So is our why to make our day-to-day enjoyable? Then we should be making our day-to-day enjoyable. You all know I have this magical coffee cup collection. I'll be honest, for a while there, I was choosing a coffee cup without thinking about it. I want that to be my hardest decision of the day, is choosing the coffee cup. That's how I know I've made it to me, where it's okay if I take half a day off work because I'm doing something with my kids, right? We're going on an adventure, or we're going to the beach, or they're coming to the pool, right? I'm working because I have to, because I want to, not because I have to, whether it be my business or my job. That is my why. So I can go skiing with my kids and maybe my parents and say, I know, I'm dreaming big here because of my ankles. But my point is, so we can go back and do that again and not be too tired to enjoy those moments. 2 of my daughters this weekend were talking about skiing again, and I don't know if my ankles can handle it, but maybe if I take care of myself and work on the physio and work on the practice, I can get there again, right? Because we would have fun doing that. And I wouldn't mind going cross-country skiing more this year, actually. There's probably no reason why I shouldn't be able to do that with my ankles. So I don't have to wait to do these things. I just have to make them a priority. But we don't make things a priority when we are so busy when we are on the day-to-day, when we are go, 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 right? When we are struggling for breath, there's no way we're making any of that day easy. You can be so hard on yourself, your life, your health, your relationships, your future. You can wake up today and choose not to do the work of becoming the best version of yourself. But there is greatness inside of you. Believe it. Start to see it and start to celebrate it. You are a wonderful, magnificent being, and you have so much to share with other people. Okay? I am here to help you, and what I'd like to suggest is that you start with your daily I am affirmations. They're going to help you. They're going to help you. I am at peace. I am calm. I can successfully solve any problems. I express myself freely. I am loved. I give love. I can move mountains. I am very organized. Shh, nobody laugh at that one. I am very organized, but not as organized as I could be. I am a foundation of ideas. I control my destiny. I am confident. I am full of energy. That is your takeaway. I want you to think of your I am statements for the week. I am adaptable. I am flexible. I am easygoing. I welcome change with ease and an open mind. I am adaptable. There are different affirmation cards that are going to help you on your journey. Reach out to me. I would love to work with you on this because the power to change is within you. And it does start with recharge and reflection. And this is a perfect time of year because if you don't stop and do this now, when are you going to do it? Are we going to be sitting here having the same chat in December 2021, asking ourselves, asking our friends, what part of your goals did you reach? We don't have these conversations with our friends, do we? Only our coach. But we need that accountability, whether it's a financial coach, a health coach, a life coach. I can help you on your journey, and I've helped thousands of people on their journey because it's about living your best life now. Tomorrow isn't promised. And I'm not being all negative Nancy. I'm not saying to go spend all of your money. I'm saying prepare for tomorrow. Of course. Get your future under control, but it starts with your presence. Enjoy today. Be happy and healthy today. Love your body today. Love yourself today. You deserve it. Go be extraordinary today and tomorrow too. And when it comes to up-leveling and upgrading your life, it's just a 1% difference. It's choosing to be on the bike. It's choosing to move your body. It's choosing a positive conversation instead of a negative one in your mind. I am very proud of you. I honor you, and I am cheering you on to win, to make this an amazing moment, an amazing day. Thank you once again for chiming in, my friends. I look forward to your feedback. Let me know how I can support you on your health and happiness journey because I guarantee you there's no better life than one that's got you smiling from within. Be the sparkle in your world today. Do something wonderful just because.